Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. I'm your host, the Innkeeper, and this is Unblurring the Script at the Dusty Wheel. Yes, that's right. The script that WoTonPrime on Amazon Prime showed all the fans in the recent teaser trailer all about Shadow Logoth and Matt and the Dagger. But let's check it out here. We're not going to go much further than the script. That's right, they gave us a portion of the script. Most of that script has been blurred out. You'll notice, though, if you caught this either in some other content creators' breakdown, or maybe you had eagle eyes and you saw this immediately, if you go really slowly at the beginning, you'll notice that they showed us the first two lines above the section that's the prominent one that we get here in the script. So you do see the following words. He moves toward it, blowing dust away. The iron is rusted and decayed, and cracks away as he opens the case. And then we have the line that we all know, and inside he sees something protected from the ravages of time. A ruby-encrusted dagger. It must be worth more than anything he's seen before. He picks it up, looks at it, and this is where fandom kind of had to stop. Although some fans did wonder if the next line might have said something like a high-pitched something. Some fans threw out the idea maybe it says scream. Maybe the word outside is in this line. But that's as far as fans seem to take these lines. But that wasn't good enough for us here at the Dusty Wheel. We decided to dig a little bit deeper. So what we want to do now is show you what we think we've figured out with the help of some friends. So let's tackle that first line, a high-pitched. If you thought that it did say a high-pitched, we believe you're right. In fact, we believe the line says this. A high-pitched, inhuman scream comes from outside. He whips his head back toward the scream. And let's show you just how certain we think we are by blurring and then unblurring that line for you. Yes, as you can tell right here, comes from outside looks really clear. Just take a look at the blurs around each of these words. A high-pitched, inhuman scream comes from outside. He whips his head back toward the scream. I can't take personal credit for the end of that line. A good friend of mine, GEEKYERI, threw that out, that might be the answer. His head back toward. So thank you, GEEKYERI, for that line, because I think you are absolutely correct. So that much we got. And we thought that was exciting. But then we saw a little bit more. As we worked with this image, we noticed that maybe this last line here, that a lot of fans had pointed out, I want to say even Lauren, Unraveling the Pattern, mentioned that was definitely an EXT, and others have said, definitely maybe it's a Shadow Logoth here. But we're practically 100% certain it says Shadow Logoth Ruins, and then the word temple and the word night. So this means after the scene with Matt that we're taking outside of wherever he's at, which we'll try to explain here shortly, but wherever he's at, and we go to something called the temple, where even underneath that we defined a couple of those words to be the horses, ending with a period, and beginning the statement A. Now, unfortunately, the Prime Video logo is over the corner, and we weren't quite able to define what those next words might be. My guess is going to be, if we're thinking about Shadow Logoth and we're thinking horses, that maybe this is going back to wherever Moiraine and Lan and the rest took shelter. So that's my guess. We're going to go back to that maybe that scream is heard elsewhere, all over Shadow Logoth, potentially. Now, if that wasn't good enough, don't worry, there is more. We think we've also figured out all of the text above this section. And I have to say this was a little harder than the lower section, although we're really confident about the sentence right above he moves toward it. So let's tackle that one first. We think we saw something like a small gold and black chest line. And based on what we thought was it's a small gold and black chest, like I said, myself and my friends and even my kids got in on this and started suggesting words. For example, GEEKYERI threw out beautiful. My children threw out but aged. I want to say GEEKYERI also threw out glint. And I think defined that then he sees the glint. I have to give all the credit to GEEKYERI on that one. And if you're not already following GEEKYERI's channel on YouTube, you should. Now, then he sees, the line here is, then he sees the glint of light shine. It's a small gold and black chest, beautiful but aged. And we'll do that treatment again for you, which I hope you enjoy. Kind of blurring that line out and bringing the line that we think is defining that above the text for you. Let's do that again. Yeah, see, then he sees is just so clear, and the glint is just obvious here of light. You can see that line almost clearly as you do this. Then he sees the glint of light shine, and I can tell you for sure that it says small gold and black. That much I know. That's 100% from what I've seen and from what the work that we did to make to define these things. That is for sure. But chest seems just as obvious. Beautiful but aged. So nice job on the guesswork there at GEEKYERI. Like I said, other friends, family. My wife even got into that. I think temple in the lower section was one of the words that she guessed there. That was not all, right? We figured if we were going to go this far, let's figure it all out. Let's try to define everything here. Now, I say that, but we didn't get all the way up to the top. That far upper left corner, I haven't actually even tried to define what that word is that we can see there. Maybe we'll go back to that. But starting with INT, some fans out there said, oh, maybe that's INT, period. Shatter Logoth, I think, was just the assumption there because that matches the one below. So a lot of fans had seen that, and probably ruins, just like ruins is the one on the bottom. The next two words, not as obvious. I can tell you that a lot of time was spent going back and forth between here. Maybe we thought it was maybe at night at one point until we figured out continuous. And then we thought maybe it was horse until we got back to house. Now I've put this house in red because when you've looked at these blurs long enough, I'll be honest, lots of words. House doesn't have to be the word that this is, but it does make sense in the context of what we discovered. So this is the next line we tackled. Shatter Logoth ruins dash house dash continuous. Now, as you can tell, it helps that we understand what generally the story is at this point. And so the assumption here is that this is Matrim. Maybe he's scavenging. Maybe he's by himself. Maybe he's with the boys and they're just looking for stuff, and he decided this is going to be a fun treasure hunt. And so he was looking for maybe a wealthy location. And why do I say that? It's because this next line that we started breaking down. I'm going to absolutely 100% give GEEKYERI credit for starting us off with and finds. And finds was so helpful in us trying to figure out what the rest of these words would be. Then we tried to fill in some of the little ones like it's and but it's at the end of this line, as you can see here. We had that at first. So we had and finds, it's, but it's. That's what we had. And then slowly but surely we started putting these words together. Another friend suggested someone's, finds someone's. And I think I threw out house, if I remember correctly. But it was one of us that threw out house and finds someone's house. Now, we knew it's, talking likely about the house, in this case, once we figured out house. And then in ruins now. Ruins now, another one I have to give GEEKYERI credit for. It's in ruins now. Somehow, she said, ruins now was what her brain was telling her that must be looking at those blurs. And I think it works perfectly. This treatment, as we unblur this and then blur it again, you can see the words begin to form here. And I absolutely believe that's what it says. It's in ruins now. But it's, and then finally, like I said, I have to give GEEKYERI credit for, she threw out this idea, clear they were wealthy. That was amazing. I remember looking at this line thinking there's no way that says they were wealthy. And as you can tell, as we blur and unblur this section, that's exactly what it looks like. So then we get this entire reveal done. Int Shatter Logoth ruins house continuous. And the scene begins and finds someone's house. We know this is Matrim. It's in ruins now, but it's clear they were wealthy. Then he sees the glint of light shine. It's a small gold and black chest, beautiful but aged. He moves toward it, blowing dust away. The iron is rusted and decayed and cracks away as he opens the case. And inside he sees something protected from the ravages of time. A ruby-encrusted dagger. It must be worth more than anything he's seen before. He picks it up, looks at it, and then a high-pitched, inhuman scream comes from outside. He whips his head back toward the scream. EXT. Shatter Logoth ruins temple night. The horses A. That's what we have for you, everyone. That is our unblurring of the Wheel of Time and Amazon Prime script that they revealed in the recent teaser trailer for Matrum's Dagger and Shadow Logoth. So, what do you think we got right? What do you think we got wrong? Make sure to leave us a comment below. And thank you, GEEKYERI, my kids, my wife, and all my friends who helped us figure out what these lines say. And to Amazon Prime, thank you so much for these teaser trailers. We can't wait to unblur the next one. So make sure before you leave, like and subscribe, and be on the lookout for our next deep dive into how we unblurred the script. So, good night from the Dusty Wheel, and smash to black. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Just hit subscribe, and if you want to see more Wheel Time follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Discord. Can't wait to see you next Wednesday. No, that's terrible. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Hey guys, thanks for watching the show at the Dusty Wheel. If you want to see more Wheel of Time content just like this, do us a favor and click that subscribe button. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Discord, Facebook, Instagram. We're all over the place. We'll see you next Wednesday.